So I bought the Great Cornholio game online and went to YouTube, and there was no instructions. And there's instructions inside the box, but I'm going to be the first one to tell you what this thing's about. So on the back, you said but. Hang out with your friends on the couch, put on your favorite music videos, and call each other names. The Great Cornholio game turns the stupid humor of dumb words into fast-paced fun. The rules are simple enough that even Beavis and Butthead could play. All you have to do is pick up your cards, match the first letter of the words in your hand to the corner letters at the card in the center, and shout out stupid insults. Be the first one to get rid of all your cards to win. Score. So if you win, you are the Great Cornholio. I've learned this because I've already opened the box.
Gotcha.
So in this complete instructions, which is a whole 2/2 of a piece of paper, and there is some stuff on the back. 70 cards. Object of the game is all players play cards rapid fire into one stack. As long as your card begins with the letters marked on the top of the pile, it can be played. Be the first player to get rid of all your cards to win the game. So you shuffle and lay one card face up in the middle of the playing area. Distribute the rest of the cards equally between all players, creating a separate draw deck for each player. Players leave their draw deck face down on the table in front of them. Playing the game. Choose a person to count down from 3 and shout go. Once they say go, all players start to draw one card at a time from their draw deck and place it into their hand. There is no maximum amount of cards a player can hold. Keep drawing until a card can be played. Look at the letters marked on the card in the center stack. Remember, cards can only be played onto the center stack if the word begins with one of the letters in the corners of the card. So here's an example. It's got an M and an A, and they're saying that Dilwad matches. Dilwad, oh, it's not it. What am I looking at here? Dilwad is a D word. Well, how the heck does M and A match? Oh, center stack. P, B, and D. So D for Dilwad, I guess. Nope. P and N for tool. Wrong. Tool is not a B or D word. They said this was easy enough for Beavis and Butthead. I'm not so sure it's true. They have wild cards. To play a card, players must shout out the word in their card and quickly place it face up on top of their center stack. Wild cards. There are 4 wild cards in the deck that can be played at any time. Shout out the phrase on the card and place it on the top of the deck just like a regular card. And then there's a quit whacking off card. There's one of these. This card can be played at any time by placing it on the center stack and shouting quit whacking off. All other players must immediately put down their cards face down and place both hands on the table. The player who played the card then discards 3 cards from their hand to the other players. They can distribute them among multiple players or give 3 to one player. Players pick up their cards and gameplay resumes on top of the quit whacking off card. Great Cornholio. There's one Great Cornholio in the deck. As soon as this card is played onto the center stack, everyone, including the player who played the card, races to stand up and raise their arms over their head and shout, "I am the Great Cornholio. I need TP for my bunghole."
Oh, okay.
You don't get points for that. I think you just act like a dumbass. Yeah. Last player to finish is penalized. So then you go through until there's one winner, which becomes the Great Cornholio. If no players are able to play a card, take the card from the bottom of the center stack and place on the top. Keep doing this until someone's able to play a card. They call it a stalemate. So anyway, this is basically an excuse to insult your friends and family, it sounds like.
Yeah,
so this could either go very well or very poorly, depending on how much alcohol you've consumed. I could see in certain households the police might be called at the end of this game. But you can see all it is basically a stack of cards, and you're supposed to shuffle them, and they've got different words on them for some reason.
Ass clown.
What do you do with the word? I thought it was all about the D and the F. You had to say a
It
word
is,
that...
but I think you say ass clown when you put your card down, and then somebody else has to do these letters.
The
a
D
and
or
a
an F?
And then
Okay.
that one's they'll probably go dill hole or dill weed.
Well, they got repeating. I've noticed in here that there's, like, some of them there's replace
Nutsack.
extra nut face, and then nut sack might only show up once, but most of the time it's in there at least twice.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's got the goofy cards at the end. Of course, it's not been shuffled yet, so I'm not going to actually play this game because I'm waiting for my son to come home from college. And I don't know if this is going to be fun or an epic disaster. I don't know how it's going to go. But nonetheless, this is the unboxing of the great Cornholio game from Beavis and Butthead. And it says MTV on it, so it must be officially licensed. So it's up to you to determine if it's going to be worth the price of admission or not. I will say one thing I thought was kind of surprising. It says 2+ players ages 14+. I'm not sure that all houses want their 14-year-olds swearing at the parents and calling them names. But if you're a fairly flexible group of people, then maybe. Otherwise, it might be meant for a group of adults or college-age kids or something. I don't know. But anyway, like I said, excuse to insult your friends and family.
Right.
And it might be fun, or it might not be.
It's going to be definitely fun.
You think so?
I think so.
I think our family will enjoy it. But if you put some more modern generation people in here that are not maybe familiar with Beavis and Butthead, it could turn violent by the end because they might not understand the show. So anyway, that's the Beavis and Butthead opening of the card game here.